This week we have the lovers, Venus and Mars, shifting into new signs of the zodiac. And we have Pluto, planet of death and rebirth, getting ready to turn to retrograde motion. All of this, an empowered moment and more in my new intuitive energy forecast for the week of Monday, April 29th through Sunday, May 5th, 2024. Stay tuned. Everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, starseed astrologer and spiritual messenger from Sacred Soul Empowerment. So this week for our weekly reading, we're going to be using the Tarot of Dreams, which is by Ciro Marchetti. That's going to be the main message for everyone. And your special message card this week, depending on your stone of choice, is going to be coming from the Divine Masters Oracle deck by Kyle Gray. So before we get into looking at those stones of choice or talking about the astrology for this week, let's go ahead, close our eyes, settle back, and let's do an empowered moment. So close your eyes, relax your body, clear your mind of all thoughts. Focus on your breathing as you breathe in and exhale out. Visualizing gold and white light all around you. And that golden white light is unconditional love, healing, guidance, compassion. Let's breathe in that golden white light, breathing it into every cell of our bodies. As you exhale, letting your body, mind, and energy field become more balanced and relaxed. Focusing your attention right now on planet Pluto, and Pluto rules death and rebirth, transformation and regeneration, transmutation and rebirth. And this energy of powerful, deep, transformative Pluto is intensifying this week as he slows down to turn retrograde. So what that means for us as a collective is that the energies of transformation are very strong right now. Pluto rules power and empowerment, and this is a week where we can take back our power, own our power wisely, express it wisely, and where need be, empower ourselves. So think about a situation or a circumstance where you feel like you need to take back your power or express your power in a positive way. Thinking about a situation or circumstance, or maybe even a pattern or belief system within yourself where you need to feel empowered. And as you have that clearly in your mind, I want you to take in a deep inhale, breathing in the idea of taking back your power, owning your power, expressing your personal power in the most positive way. Asking those of the highest vibration of light to release any energies of disempowerment or imbalance or struggle or challenge, pulling the cords to all of those lower vibrational energies, transmuting those energies to the highest vibration of light. Seeing the fire of transmutation all around you as it burns away any and all things that you no longer need to carry and visualizing yourself like the phoenix rising from the ashes, born anew. See your phoenix self as it rises and transforms into a higher version of yourself. Take in one last deep, healing, cleansing, balancing breath. And exhale, and in your own time, you can open your eyes and return to this time and place and space. And let's get ready to look at our stones of choice for this week. Okay, so the first stone of choice is ocean jasper. Isn't that beautiful? It's kind of part mossy green and part golden yellow, and the ocean jasper is good for emotional balance and harmony. It enhances self-love, helps to heal relationships. It enhances communications and self-expression. It helps with mental clarity and increases one's creative self-expression or your creativity. All right, let's look at stone number 2 here. This one is yellow fluorite. Isn't that beautiful and vibrant? Yellow fluorite. And this one helps to dispel negative energy from your environment and from your mind. It assists with new ideas and creativity, enhances intelligence and mental clarity. It enhances optimism. It activates the solar plexus chakra, as I'm sure you can guess. And it's called the Genius Stone, okay? And then our last stone of choice, this one is called Bumblebee Jasper. Isn't that vibrant and beautiful? Bumblebee Jasper. This helps to promote strength, courage, confidence, and optimism, and helps us to step into the unknown with a confidence. It can help us transform, lead, and direct one to new opportunities. So again, our stones of choice are the ocean jasper, the yellow fluorite, and the bumblebee jasper. While you think about which stone you want to pick for your special message, let's talk about the astrology for the week. So it all has to do with Venus and Mars, the lovers, and Pluto, the planet of power and transformation. On Monday, the 29th of April, Venus, the one that rules the divine feminine and relationships and love, finances and money, personal resources, values, and our sense of self-worth, she is moving out of Aries and into her home sign, or one of her home signs, Taurus, on the 29th. Then she's going to be in Taurus until May 23rd. So not quite a month, but almost. And when a planet is in their home sign, like Venus moving into Taurus, it really brings in this comfort level and this magnification of what that planet is all about in that particular sign. So Venus, again, earth sign Taurus, very earthy, very embodied within herself, very much in that patient, loving, nurturing, divine, feminine energy. In relationships, she may be more patient and grounded. In financial or money matters, she might be more focused, but taking things step by step. In another patient fashion. Her sense of self-worth, she's totally connecting to her sense of value and valuing herself more. And then asking that others value her too, or, there's going to be some changes coming up. Now, on Tuesday, the 30th of April, we've got Mars, the other half of that partnership of Venus and Mars, the lovers. Mars is moving out of Pisces and moving into Aries. And Aries is Mars' ruling sign. So here we have Venus moving into her home sign. We've got Mars, the warrior planet, planet of energy, action, and forward movement, moving into his home sign of Aries, which is independent and initiating and bold and passionate and fiery. Mars is going to be in Aries until June 19th. So again, with Mars being all about action and forward momentum and forward movement, and it's in fiery, passionate Aries, the first sign of the zodiac, this is time to initiate. Now, when he was in Pisces the last few weeks, Mars wants to always move forward, but Pisces, he just had to surrender and go with the flow. The timing may have been off. Things, weren't quite falling into place. But now we can move forward on a faster paced level with Mars going into Aries. So take advantage while he's in his home sign until June 19th to make things happen. Now, also on Tuesday the 30th, Venus in Taurus is going to challenge Pluto in Aquarius. And I'm going to mention right now that Pluto is already slowing down, getting ready to turn retrograde, because on Thursday, the 2nd of May, that's when Pluto officially turns retrograde at 2 degrees of Aquarius. Actually, Pluto's going to stay retrograde or in retrograde motion all the way until October 11th, so a really long time. So when a planet turns retrograde, it internalizes the energy. And because Pluto moves so slowly, we're going to mostly feel this shift of internalization this week. Now, Thursday is when he officially turns retrograde, but we're going to feel it all week, and then even a few days afterwards, it's going to magnify the power of Pluto. And Pluto is about death and rebirth, and Pluto is about transformation and regeneration and big changes, rebirth, transmuting lower vibrational energies, power, and sometimes power and control. So there might be some power and control issues that we're experiencing in situations and circumstances. We're also feeling that power intensify within us. So it's all about, again, taking your power back, owning your power, being empowered. So back to Tuesday, when Venus challenges Pluto, and Pluto's already slowing down and magnifying this energy. And this is a challenging square from Venus. So we might see challenges and difficulties in relationship matters or financial matters. Taurus does rule money and finances, but she's in money sign Taurus, right? She went into Taurus the beginning of the week. So there's definitely a focus on personal resources like money, time, effort, gifts, finances, things of that nature. But there's also going to be something about being valued, feeling valued, or valuing herself within relationship matters. And again, this might bring up some challenges. And then again, Thursday, the 2nd of May, is when Pluto officially turns retrograde. And again, because he moves so slow, he's going to retrograde from 2 degrees Aquarius, and by October 11th, he's only going to be going back to 29 degrees of Capricorn. So there is going to be one last time period in our lifetime anyway, that Pluto is back in Capricorn, dips back into Capricorn. And that's going to be September, October, and November of this year. It will be at that 29th degree of Capricorn, that last degree. We'll talk more about that as we get closer to the fall, of course. But the last degree of a sign is a critical degree. And so with Pluto being about tearing things down so something new can be reborn, and Capricorn ruling the patriarchal systems on the planet, and big business and corporations and people in power, those 3 months in the fall are going to be quite telling when Pluto dips back into Capricorn. On Friday, the 3rd of May, we've got Mars newly in Aries in a positive sextile to Pluto in Aquarius, who again just went retrograde the day before. So again, this sextile is going to be magnified. And a sextile is an aspect of opportunity. And a lot of times astrologers don't hardly pay any attention to the sextile because it's considered a minor aspect. But this one, I think, is going to provide a powerful punch because Mars is in his home sign of Aries, all about that get up and go and let's move forward and let's just kind of be passionate about it. And Pluto just turned retrograde, and Pluto's energy is being magnified. So definitely pay attention to Friday the 3rd. And the reason why is with a sextile being an aspect of opportunity, we have to look for the opportunities to present themselves. And then we have to take some sort of action on it. So watch for any opportunity, and maybe even Thursday, Friday, Saturday, watch for the opportunities that present themselves, and then take charge, take action, make something happen. It's a huge time of transformation. So let's go ahead and take a look at the messages from our angels and guides. Now, when I was shuffling and meditating and asking for the message from the Tarot of Dreams of what we had to know for this week, and like I said, it's all about Venus and Mars, the lovers, being in their home signs, and Pluto, powerful transformative Pluto turning to retrograde motion. So what ended up happening, and I didn't realize it right away, cards were just falling out all over the place. And I realized that how the cards were falling out, the set of cards that seemed to be next to each other, seemed to be presenting some sort of a specific theme, if you will. And so I quickly realized that the first two cards were more or less about Venus moving into her home sign of Taurus. The second two cards were more or less about Mars, which also rules the divine masculine, or just the masculine principle, if you will. The second two cards were about Mars moving into Aries for the most part. And the last two cards seem to be related to Pluto turning to retrograde motion this week. So with that in mind, let's take a look at the first card of the first two cards. So the first card was the Queen of Coins. This is like the Queen of Pentacles in the traditional tarot. Now, the Queen is the feminine principle, right? And the coins, or the pentacles here, is the earth element. So here we have Venus moving into earth sign Taurus. We've got the Queen in the coin suit, in the pentacle suit. So this is about us again embodying this divine feminine energy. And this divine feminine energy, these qualities of the Queen of Earth, Pentacles, Coins, is about grounded, practical, career, work, job, money, finance, patience, just being balanced in that kind of very logical, practical, grounded earthiness. And she's holding this bouquet of flowers, and it's interesting that the bouquet of flowers is yellow, and all three of our stones of choice had yellow in them if they weren't, purely yellow. So we have this solar plexus chakra activation here going on. The solar plexus chakra, that golden yellow color that relates to the solar plexus, confidence, courage, and personal power, which is about Pluto as well, right? So here she is, very grounded and practical, thinking about earthly matters, but yet she's still nurturing and loving like the divine feminine, but she's activating this confident, courageous, leadership-oriented energy. So let's see what comes out, or what came out, with the Queen of Coins. So the card that came out with the Queen of Coins was the Nine of Coins. And the Nine of Coins, like the Nine of Pentacles here, is ruled by, in this deck, Venus in Virgo, which is another one of the earth signs. So we still have this practical, logical, analytical, what do I need to do next to create this abundance energy? The Nine of Coins, the Nine of Pentacles, and you can see there's a woman on this card going very nicely with the Queen of Coins. This divine feminine energy is very patiently and in a detailed, organized manner, because that's Virgo, details and organization, is creating a strategy, is creating a plan to create this sense of financial security, abundance, prosperity energy, blessings energy in her life. We've got yet some more flowers. So here she is, she's holding the earthy, flowers. Here she is with different colored flowers around here. So she starts out by activating that solar plexus chakra of personal power, confidence, and courage. And it soon turns into the other colors of the other chakras. We got the crown chakra, where there's new insights coming in, new ideas coming in. We've got the root chakra red, so there is a manifestation energy with security and money and abundance happening. We've got a little bit of green down here, so we're activating the heart chakra. She's even got green, a green kind of jewel at her throat chakra. So we know that her sense of communication and sharing wisdom or sharing ideas is coming from the heart. It's coming from a place of love. It's coming from a place of nurturing. And as she nurtures others and as she nurtures herself, it's drawing in these blessings of abundance and prosperity. She's working towards this sense of fulfillment here. And not just financial fulfillment, but fulfillment on all levels. Fulfillment in her health, fulfillment in her job, fulfillment in her home life, fulfillment in herself. And again, with Venus in Virgo, I feel like we're creating this plan or strategy to pay attention to the details and the steps that we need to take to get to this state of abundance and prosperity, to get to this state of drawing in the blessings of abundance and prosperity. One other thing that comes to mind with Venus and Virgo, Virgo to me sometimes is about fragmentation and reintegration, because it's about all these little pieces that make up a whole. That's why Virgo rules the details. The details are all these little pieces of information that when we put them together can create the whole picture. But sometimes Virgo can end up, as far as past life wounds and traumas, being fragmented. Parts of the soul or pieces of ourself, parts of our self-confidence, pieces of our gifts and talents and abilities from other lifetimes get fragmented. And with Virgo, with Venus in Virgo, and Venus is that embodiment of the divine feminine and our sense of self-worth, I feel like we're gathering those pieces of the puzzle, we're gathering those pieces of our soul fragments, and we're reintegrating them. And as we reintegrate them and we create this very grounded, balanced, practical, divine feminine within ourselves, then again, this magnifies and intensifies this ability to draw to us the blessings of prosperity and abundance in all of its forms. So that's what I feel like Venus in Taurus for the duration is all about. And that's the message that comes through in this reading. So let's look at the next two cards, which seem to personify Mars, the warrior, going into his home sign of Aries. So the first of the two cards, Knight of Wands. Well, this is definitely Mars and Aries, because the Knights are a younger, teenage, sort of energy, if you will. Teenage is just a metaphor, meaning it's young, it's vibrant, it's bold, it's sassy, it's never runs out of energy and passion, right? That's the Knight. And that can be the Knight in any suit, right? It's just like the go-getters, the one that's ready to move forward and move ahead. But this one is in Wands, which is the fire element, and Mars is a fiery planet, and Aries is a fire sign. So this is the Knight that moves the fastest out of all the Knights in the tarot. So this is, again, let's get up and go. We're not going to waste any time. We're going to move forward. We're going to gallop. We're going to, just kind of ride this wave, if you will. And we've got this Knight, he's kind of bucking up in his fiery horse, and he is getting ready to move ahead. Now, what is he going to move ahead on? We'll see what the second card is, but that can mean anything for you. What are you ready to move forward on? Is it career, job? Is it your healing? Is it something with family or moving? Is it something within yourself where you're ready to move forward into your confidence and courage and light up that golden yellow solar plexus chakra? We've got golden yellow here. We've got orange of the sacral chakra, which is about passion and emotion. And we got the red here of the root chakra, which is about stability, security, and it can translate into finances. So let's see what comes out with the Knight of Wands that is going to describe Mars and Aries, which again is until June 19th. The Palace of Wands. Now, some of you might not know unless you have this deck, the Tarot of Dreams. This particular person, Cyril Marchetti, decided to put 4 extra cards in this tarot deck. And those 4 extra cards are the Palace cards, the Palace of Wands, the Palace of Air, I don't know what they're called in this deck, the Palace of Coins, the Palace of Cups, to signify kind of this big picture, if you will, of the suits. Now, it's interesting that, again, we have Mars, fiery planet, and Aries, fire sign. We've got the Knight of Wands getting ready to go. And what is he going towards? He's going towards the big picture of this creation, because the suit of Wands, or fire, is about creative spiritual energy. And to me, the Palace cards is like the big vision, the big picture. You know, if it was, let's say, the Palace of Cups, it would be the big picture regarding our emotional feelings and relationships. If it was the Palace of Swords, it would be the big picture of our ideas. If it was the Palace of Coins, it would be the big picture of financial security. But this is the Palace of Wands. So this knight is moving towards the big picture, the big spiritual picture, really, because Wands is spiritual and it's creative. And so we're moving towards our creations, what we envision. And, you know, this is tied into our spiritual evolution and growth and who we are on a spiritual level, or what we maybe want to accomplish on a spiritual level. So get ready with Mars moving into Aries. I think this is really great. I'm really excited about that. And then the last two cards seem to be a theme about Pluto turning retrograde. So let's look at those cards. Okay, so the first card is Major Arcana 13, and it is the Death card. It's ruled by Scorpio, and Pluto is the modern planetary ruler of Scorpio. So we definitely have this energy of death and rebirth. This is metaphoric, okay? So we've got a death and rebirth, transformation, regeneration, transmutation, transition, elimination of what we no longer need, a rebirth into something that our soul wants to move towards. That's why we have a snake on this card. Snake is an animal totem, a symbol of transformation and change, because a snake sheds its skin. And when it sheds its skin, it's because it has a new skin underneath. So we're ready to transform ourselves. We're ready, or maybe already going through a death and rebirth, because we're becoming something new. There's something new that's wanting to emerge here. And with Scorpio ruling this card, and we got a full moon here in the background, interestingly enough. We did have a full moon in Scorpio last week. So I'm going to say this death and rebirth was activated by that full moon in Scorpio that we already had, and lasting until the next full moon, that will be a full moon in Sagittarius. I think by then, that will have been a month's time. We'll be able to see what the transformation that we're going through is all about. Now, it could be a transformation with situations or circumstances, but more often than not, the death card in the tarot has to do with an internal transformation that we're going through. So it has to do with ourselves, our psyche, our subconscious, our inner patterns, our soul. So let's see what card came out with the death card. Okay, we have another Major Arcana. This is Major Arcana 2, the Priestess. And we got another full moon up here. So isn't that interesting? We start with the full moon here in Scorpio, like I said, and we're going to maybe the next full moon here and embodying the Priestess energy by the time we get there. This card is ruled by the moon. And the moon is about our subconscious and unconscious. It's about our intuition, our instincts. So, and you know, it's definitely about our emotions and our feelings too. So here we're transforming, going through this death and rebirth to become this inner priestess. And the priestess is mystery and magic and alchemy. And a lot of times the priestess is shown, well, she is here too, with the book of the Akashic realms, the Akashic records. Here she's got the book, you know, that talks about our past lives, all of our gifts, talents, and abilities from all other lifetimes, and being able to kind of move into and read our own Akashic records or tap into those Akashic records on the Akashic realm level and bring forth this power, this this priestess energy, this mystery, this magic, and whatever our gifts, talents, and abilities are all about. We've got, I don't know why I'm drawn to these two balls here, and I don't even know necessarily off the top of my head what they might signify, but we've got the red one that kind of relates to root chakra of security and stability, being grounded. And during, moon cycles, especially the full moon, it's hard to be grounded, but the priestess is going to be grounded in herself, grounded in her truth, grounded in her magic. The other ball here, it's kind of like a bluish turquoise color. So this really, to me, relates to the throat chakra. As she speaks her words, it's a magical kind of incantation, okay, or a magical spell. It's like we're going to speak what we desire to create into reality, using not just our words. You could write them down, but to speak them out loud is really where the magic lies here with the priestess. We've got all these other wonderful colors in here. It's like almost all the colors of the rainbow, and she's wearing purple, a purple garb, which relates to that crown chakra, higher wisdom, knowledge, being a channel to the divine, receiving downloads of information like a priestess would. So this is a very sacred card, and I feel like that's what we're transforming into with Pluto turning to retrograde motion. The retrograde internalizes the planet's energy. And since Pluto is all about transformation and death and rebirth, we're internalizing that, and we're going through an inner death and rebirth. We're going through an inner transformation and change. And this is what we're going to come out like. And maybe it is until Pluto turns back to direct motion later in the fall of this year, where we are going to see the totality of whatever this transformative experience is all about. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the message from our angels and guides from the Divine Masters Oracle deck for each stone. So the first stone of choice was the Ocean Jasper. So give this a little shuffle here. We're asking for the message for Ocean Jasper people. Message for this week for Ocean Jasper people. This one calling my attention as I open my eyes. Oh boy, I'm not going to be able to say that. I hope one of you out there can tell me how to say that phonetically. But I'm going to spell it first. V as in Victor, AJRAYOGINI. So this is a divine master that I don't know. Vajrayogina, Genie. Vajrayogini, that's what I'm going to go with. And it says at the bottom, transcending fear. This is so perfect for Pluto turning retrograde, transcending fear. And Mars going into warrior sign Aries, right? The warrior's going into his home sign. He's no longer fearful. So at the bottom it says, facing fear leads to fearlessness. Embrace your power. Yeah, such a perfect card for Pluto. And we've got the fire of transmutation all around this wonderful goddess, this divine master. She's transmuting the fear aspect. She's transmuting the doubt. She's transmuting the confusion. She's transmuting all those lower vibrational energies, especially fear, and coming into her power, coming into her confidence and courage. And she's becoming fearless. Now, she's got a third eye on her head. So I don't know, again, who this goddess or divine master is, but she's definitely in the know. So she's got clairvoyance, thank you. Clairvoyance going on, clear psychic sight, the ability to envision and see like a priestess would be. In fact, look at the priestess card. The priestess has a crescent moon, which oftentimes is on the priestess card, this crescent moon at her third eye and on her crown chakra. So there's kind of a reiteration here with Vajrayogini. And yeah, for whoever tells me how you really pronounce this, you're going to have to send me an audio on Facebook Messenger or something, right? But I love this card, and I love the energy that it's really holding and embodying here. So this is a really, really awesome message. I'm going to put that back in the deck in case somebody else gets it. The second stone of choice was the yellow fluorite. So giving this a shuffle here and asking for the message for the week for yellow fluorite people. Yellow fluorite people. I'm going to shuffle a little bit more because nothing's popping out at me. Yellow fluorite special message. Whoa, okay, that one fell into my lap. I'm glad it didn't fall on the floor. And we've got Shiva, another powerful divine feminine deity. Shiva says karma release, and that is Pluto as well. Pluto definitely can be, Pluto rules the underworld, right? So the underworld, our subconscious, our unconscious, and all that, all the past life stuff that lies down, you know, within our psyche. So karma release is perfect with Shiva. And it says the end of a cycle, debts are paid. Oh, I like that. Karmic debts are paid, and the end of a cycle, and choose your destiny. Shiva is saying, choose your destiny. And isn't it interesting that we've got, again, well, at least in this one hand of hers, in Shiva's hand, we've got fire. We've got this element of fire, transmutation, right? Fire is creative spiritual energy, like the Wands cards here. The Knight of Wands and the Palace of Wands, creative spiritual energy. Creative spiritual energy here. And we've got a snake around her neck. Well, another reiteration of the snake and the death card, right? So transformation and change, regeneration, rebirth, shedding our skin. And here we have, again, the snake that she's wearing around her neck as a necklace almost. This could even be more specific to say we're transforming our throat chakra to be more empowered in speaking our truth, as well as just the general sense of transformation with Shiva here. And then we've got like this scepter. We've got a crescent moon going on here too. So there's a lot of moon energy, just like the priestess here has the crescent moon on her third eye. Shiva's got the crescent moon at the side of her head. And that would be the left side of her head, which is the feminine side of us. So the moon, the intuition is really magnified here with the crescent moon on the left side. Then we've got the scepter of power. So again, Shiva, this powerful, creative, spiritual, transformative energy. We got a little bit of rainbow energy here with the red and the green with the gold here. So root chakra, heart chakra, solar plexus chakra. Karma release. You're going through a big karmic purge right now. All right. So another powerful message. Whew. And then the last stone of choice was the bumblebee jasper. So let's give this a little shuffle. Bumblebee jasper people. Special message for the week for bumblebee jasper people. This one's calling my attention. If I can get it out of there. So this one is masculine, but again, we still have that golden yellow solar plexus chakra activating energy here, which again is the center of personal power, which is what Pluto rules. With Paul the Venetian, it says gifted one, and it says revealing hidden talents. Well, Pluto rules things that are hidden and likes to bring them out into the open. So with Paul the Venetian, we're releasing your hidden talents, and there's opportunities to shine. So look for, again, with that Mars sextile Pluto on Friday the 3rd, look for the opportunities to shine your light, to activate your passion, to move forward in some way. And again, we've got a lot of this golden yellow solar plexus energy. We've got a golden rose where Paul the Venetian's heart chakra would be. So the golden rose, right? Again, golden, confidence, courage. Solar plexus chakra is more of a masculine energy. Paul the Venetian, it's a masculine deity here. But I get the sense, if you look at the expression on Paul the Venetian's face here on this card, it's like almost like a gentleness there as well, right? It's not, Mars and Aries can be aggressive. It can be more of the shadow side of being aggressive or angry or frustrated, like the warrior. But the positive side of Mars and Aries can just be assertive and confident. And I feel like with Paul the Venetian, I feel like there's a gentleness, but an assertive energy, a confident energy, in revealing again one's hidden gifts, talents, and abilities, and looking for those opportunities to shine one's inner light and inner power. So I hope you've all liked this weekly reading. It was actually a great one, a powerful one. I send you all lots of love and light and confidence and courage and the ability to transform into your most beautiful, infinite, wise selves over the next few weeks. I will see you at next week's reading, but also if you haven't already watched May 2024, the reading on my YouTube channel for the whole month of May, make sure you go on and take a look at that as well. And again, thank you so much for watching and for your comments, your love, and your support, and we will see you next week. Namaste.